Do you ever find yourself missing the person that hurt you the most, or maybe fantasizing about the future they promised you, or maybe you're holding on to some kind of hope that they'll change for the better in the future and finally become a decent human being? Well, let me explain something to you. You're not weak. And you're not broken and you're not crazy. You're in a trauma bond. And today I'm going to break down exactly what a trauma bond is and how you can break the cycle once and for all. Now, let's be clear about something. A trauma bond is not love. It's an addiction. It's a psychological and biochemical addiction to an abuser. Okay, now Dr. Patrick Carney's is actually the individual who coined this term, and he uses it to describe the emotional addiction from extreme highs and extreme lows. So basically a reward and abuse type cycle. Okay, now what this represents when it comes to a narcissist is the narcissistic abuse cycle, where you have idolization, love bombing, devaluation, discard, and then the Hoover. And the Hoover is where that cycle just kind of repeats itself. It starts over. Now, these unpredictable highs and lows trigger a lot of dopamine and oxytocin and a lot of cortisol. And this is exactly the same type of patterns that you see in any other addiction, whether it's drugs, sex, alcohol, gambling, money, food, whatever the case is. On the extreme high, you're getting all of this dopamine and oxytocin, but then when you crash, or with a narcissist, when you're going through the devaluation phase and you're being gaslit, you're being lied to, triangulated, the smear campaign, they're projecting on you, they're using Darbo to deny attack, reversing the victim offender. This creates a lot of stress and panic and frustration and depression, which then, triggers a lot of cortisol. So you go from an extreme high to an extreme low. That's why you stay. That's why you keep going back, because your brain and your central nervous system is hardwired into the trauma. So let's talk about, the biggest signs that you are in a trauma bond, okay? Starting with number one. You defend or minimize their behavior towards you to everyone else, including yourself. Number two, you feel guilty for pulling away or even going no contact. You're afraid of how it's hurting them. Number three, you obsess over the good times while downplaying and minimizing all of the abuse. Number four, you know they're not good for you and they're abusing you, but you still can't stop thinking about them or wanting to be with them. And that right there, my friends, is not love. Your body is craving the chaos, not because it's safe or that's what you want, because your body, your internal central nervous system, it's familiar. It's familiar to you. So your body craves it. And of course, if you're new here, my name is Randy White. I am a trauma recovery strategist. I built the blueprint on recovering from narcissistic abuse. So if you find value out of this content, make sure to hit the subscribe button. All right, so let's keep getting into it. So how do you break the trauma bond? So what I will say is that you can't break the trauma bond by just willful thinking. What you have to do is you have to start to rewire the central nervous system and the subconscious mind. So step number one, you have to go no contact. Or this would even include low contact in case you have kids or things of that nature. You're not able to go full no contact, but it's always going to be no contact or very minimal low contact. Now, essentially what this is you stop giving them your energy. See, people need to understand where your attention goes, energy flows. So if your attention's on them and what they did and their patterns, their behaviors and the future faking and all of the good times, then you're literally giving them your attention, which then where your attention goes, energy flows. So take your attention back and put it on you. You have to take your energy back. Step number two, nervous system regulation. Now, this is where the real work is done. You have to understand this is the most important aspect of this, okay? Healing is not just mindset, it's biological. Breath work, strength training, meditating, somatic therapy, all of these are things that calm the amygdala, which is your fight, flight, freeze, and fawn. Number three, cognitive reframing. You have to stop romanticizing that relationship. You have to get down to what your truth is and your truth only, okay? What did they do to you? How did it make you feel? What was the pattern? What were the behaviors? How did it change your view of yourself and how you take action against the things in your life, or don't take action for that matter? You have to get clear with what your truth is, not what the narcissist truth is, not what they told you, but what your truth is. So journal the reality, not the fantasy. Take, record your voice notes, or whatever the case is. But you have to understand that reframing this and reprogramming the subconscious mind is nothing more than repetition. Okay, so you don't just do it once and it's over. You have to continually do it every time that voice pops in your head. Number 4, safe relationships. Don't heal in isolation. Whether it's a coach, a community, your friends, a support system, a circle of people who understand what you've been through and who can validate your experience is what's going to supercharge your recovery, because dealing with a narcissist is all about manipulation and deception. So the more you're able to plug into people who understand this type of abuse, the more you're able to unlock layers of your trauma and really start to accelerate the healing. So make sure you understand you're not weak, you're not broken. You've been conditioned to believe that this is love, and it started at a very early age, but there is a way through. But you have to first acknowledge that this is abuse. You have to go no contact. You have to start regulating the central nervous system, and you have to rewrite or reframe the narrative of what's going on in your life, the story that you've been telling yourself. And this is exactly how you break the trauma bond. Remember, you're going through a withdrawal. You don't love them. You're just detoxing from them.